many of you have found yourself stressed, burned out, and overwhelmed, stuck in that fight, flight, or freeze response? When you hear about the need to cut costs and improve productivity, that's the worst. Today's speaker will empower you to break the cycle and reclaim your power in and out of the workplace. She's a grand strategist, communicator, and champion of making technology serve the needs of society. Please welcome Diana Toma.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I have always wanted to change the world. At 9, I declared, one day I'll study at Yale. My parents laughed. That's our dreamer. Just do the best you can. At 19, I planned to reach my goal. And at 27, I succeeded. What I realized during my time at Yale is that earning an MBA is the first step in changing the world in the way organizations and individuals operate and adapt through change. Because running a successful business, that's hard. Adapting to ever-changing technology, that's hard. And finding ways to cut through the chaos with critical thinking, that's where I step in. After over a decade of helping organizations and individuals navigate through technological change, I will be sharing a framework that can help us through the chaos life has thrown at us. Picture this. Before rolling out of bed, you have made the unfortunate decision to check your phone and have been caught unprepared with the dreaded management email before your cup of coffee. You have been tasked with the honor of figuring out how to increase profitability before the next shareholders report. Top of mind, you can think of two paths. The first is reduce cost by cutting headcount, as we've seen in recent news. The second is to increase revenue through improving profitability. The first seems really inviting because it's short-term gains over long-term loss through institutional thinking and employee trust. The second is more long-term beneficial, but at the expense that you might not generate the savings you need in the short term. So what do you do? When presented with a new problem like this, I recommend drumming up the courage to cut through the confusion. Now let's split this framework into two parts. First is the bird's eye view, or COO. This stands for context, organization, and you. Context is understanding the macroeconomic environment that your organization is operating within. So understanding how this issue impacts their company mission and values, as well as reputation and ultimately stock price. The next is understanding how the organization operates. How do their organizational structure and relational structure align to their mission, values, and objectives? And last but not least, where do you come in? How does this align with your own personal mission, values, and objectives? And who do you need to bring along for the ride to make sure this change actually gets done? Now that we have a clear bird's eye view, let's go to the on-the-ground perspective, or what I like to call the beetle perspective. This completes the courage framework with the RAGE acronym. Now, in this case, this stands for rationale, alternatives, grant, and engage. First, you need to understand, why did people do the things they did? What are they proposing now? And what's the feasibility of actually implementing those ideas? Once you have figured that out, you look at the alternatives through a brainstorming session or mechanism. making sure all the right people are in the room, generating ideas. And once those get funneled into a judging criteria, you can determine the grant or final decision. And once the decision has been granted, engagement is going to be crucial in terms of engaging your employees, stakeholders, and external customers on how they perceive the decision and measure its success moving forward. For you, it's unfortunately going to be a long day of herding cats, lengthy email threads, and firefighting to tackle this urgent problem. Since, between you and me, this isn't the first nor the last time this is going to happen, please come talk to me if you have the courage to create a sustainable strategy for yourself and your organization to navigate these stressful situations with ease. Let's change the world together, one day at a time.